Myself, Srinivas IS, Assistant Professor of Physics, Government Postgraduate College, Chikbalapura. In this session, we shall discuss operational amplifiers. What is an op-amp or operational amplifier? Operational amplifier, known as an op-amp, is a device that is used to amplify a signal using an external power source. Op-amps are generally composed of transistors, resistors, and capacitors. Brief history about a operational amplifier. In 1946, first patent for vacuum tubes op-amps, as shown in figure here. This is the vacuum tube op-amp, which is invented in nearly 1946. So this is a very bulk and very difficult circuit. In 1953, first commercial op-amp available here. This is a first commercial of operational amplifier which is invented in 1953. Later on, in 1961, the discrete IC op-amp showed here. Next, in 1965, a commercially successful monolithic op-amp is as shown in figure. This is a monolithic operational amplifier. Amplifier is a device which senses an input and produces a large version of it. So amplifier, everybody know that. What is amplifier? To enlarge the signals. Amplifiers are used to boost a electrical signal in a devices, so like a radio and television. Boost means to enlarge, make it a enlarge. Op-amp, class of high gain DC amplifiers with two inputs and single outputs. Generally, op-amp class high gain DC amplifiers with two inputs and single outputs. So this is a block diagram of a operational amplifier 741. So this is very important or necessary thing for practical purpose and theory purpose. You must know this basic idea and pin diagram. This is nothing but IC number 741 op-amp. So how many pins here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pin operational amplifier. So first pin, that is nothing but upset null. Second pin, that is inverting, minus. Third pin, non-inverting, plus. So fourth pin for purpose of the power, negative power. And fifth pin, that is offset null. And sixth pin, output. So output signal will taken across the ground. Then seventh pin for the purpose of the power, positive power. Positive terminal we can apply here. Pin number 8, it is a not connected or NC. So this is the complete pin diagram of a operational amplifier. An ideal operational amplifier. So it has some properties. First one is the infinite voltage gain, infinite input impedance, zero output impedance, infinite bandwidth, zero input offset voltage, that is exactly zero out if zero in. So infinite voltage gain means whose gain is a high. Voltage gain is nothing but, so output voltage divided by input voltage is nothing but voltage gain. That value should be infinity for ideal operational amplifier. Infinite input impedance. So input impedance means resistance. So input resistance offered nearly infinite in case of ideal operational amplifier. Zero output impedance. There is no output resistance at all. Means impedance is nothing but resistance in a DC cases. Infinite bandwidth. So bandwidth means the range of the frequencies are allowed. Is nothing but infinite means all the frequencies are allowed. Next, zero input offset voltage, that is exactly zero out if zero in. So zero input offset voltage means if you apply the voltage zero input to the operational amplifier, will get immediately zero output voltage. voltage, that is nothing but input offset voltage. These are the main important properties or characteristics of the operational ideal op-amp. So let us see. This slide shows to the ideal op-amp versus real op-amp. So these are the sum of the parameters. So these are the values for ideal operational amplifier. These are the values for a real operational amplifier. This is a block diagram. So this is a buffer circuit. This is just like a buffer. So across the front of the buffer we have a two terminals. One is a plus, that is a non-inverting terminal. Other one more is nothing but minus, that is nothing but inverting terminal. So here a dual source is applied. One is a positive dual source, here negative source. So output is taken across pin number 6 with respect to the ground. So this is ideal operational amplifier. So this is a real operational amplifier. This is a diagram here. One is inverting, this is a non-inverting. So a resistor is connected here. So this is nothing but output. This is a real op-amp. So now let's see some parameter values in both the cases of ideal op-amp and real op-amp. Differential voltage gain infinity. So for real op-amp we found nearly 10 to the power of order 10 to the power of 5 to 10 to the power of 9. So this value is very much high. Next, gain bandwidth, product in hertz. So infinity, bandwidth is always infinity in case of ideal operational amplifier, while in case of real operational amplifier we will found from 1 to 20 megahertz. So this value is also too high. Next, input resistance R is infinity, means impedance is infinity in case of ideal operational amplifier, while in case of we found real operational amplifier in order to 10 to the power of 6 to 10 to the power of 12 ohm. Next, output impedance or output resistance. In case of ideal operational amplifier we found 0. In real operational amplifier its value lies between in the range 100 to 1000 ohm. So these are the parameters in case of ideal versus real operational amplifier. So this is the block diagram of a operational amplifier. This is a buffer circuit. It consists of a two important input terminal. One is inverting input terminal, other is non-inverting input terminal. So this is nothing but positive dual supply here. Here positive, here negative supply. So then output is taken here. This is a very important thing. So next, inverting and non-inverting operational amplifier. What is inverting amplifier? Non-inverting input is a grounded. Signal is applied to the inverting input. Output is a 180 degree out of phase. Amplifies and inverts the input voltage. Closed loop op-amp. Non-inverting input is determined by both voltage input and output. The polarity of output voltage is opposite to that of the input voltage. Voltage input is connected to inverting input. Voltage output is connected to inverting input through a feedback resistor. Let's observe here. This is the inverting voltage amplifier. Why it is called inverting? So now input is applied or given to a inverting terminal, means negative terminal here, while input resistance R1. So this is a feedback resistance R2. Feedback resistor is connected across output and input. So this is nothing but closed loop gain circuit. Closed loop gain circuit. So output is taken here. So now observe the input signal and output signal here. So when input signal, this is a weak signal, is applied given to here. So inverting terminal will get a signal to be enlarged, but signal to be inverted, means 180 degree. The output signal is a turn over 180 degree that of the input signal. That's why it is called a inverting operational amplifier. So the given signal is a turn of 180 degree. So with respect to input is called a inverting. That's why it is called a inverting operational amplifier. Non-inverting terminal is connected to the grounded. Grounded means whose potential is 0. So this is the inverting voltage amplifier IC number IC741. So this is a output waveform, this is a input waveform. Now observe the waveforms, both the, so what is the phase difference input and output waveforms? So nearly we found 180 degree. So virtual ground is defined as a node that has a zero voltage with respect to ground but not a mechanically grounded. V is equals to 0. So let's see up here. A small derivation is there for 6 marks. This is very important question, the point of the examination for 8 marks question. What is inverting operational amplifier and obtain an expression to the voltage gain. So what is a inverting operator definition? You should write the output signal is a turn over 180 degree with respect to input is known as the inverting operational amplifier. So this carries a 1 mark. Next, diagram. This is a circuit diagram about the inverting operational amplifier, so which carries a 2 marks. Next, how to derive the voltage gain. So now the input signal is given here and inverting terminal of the operational amplifier. The non-inverting terminal is connected to the ground, means zero voltage given here. So here signals are provided to a inverting terminal via resistor R1. This is R1 is nothing but Ri or input resistor. A resistor, a component is connected across the input and output. This is nothing but feedback component or feedback circuit. So feedback resistor Rf or R2. So here the current is enter via R1 and this is you will find the point. This point is nothing but node. At this node point, two currents are made. One is the R1 I1, other is the I2 output current or feedback current. The feedback current is come like that only. So then this is input current here. So then this point is known as at this node so called virtual ground. Why it is called a virtual ground? It is acts as the ground, means whose potential equals to 0. That's why it is known as a virtual ground. So at the node, two currents, one current is enter here, other current is reside here. So I1 is enter and I2 is reside from this node. According to Kirchhoff's law, we will see that let I1 and I0 are the input and output currents at a node. I1 means I input current, I0 means output current. So at a node, input current is equals to output current. So input current can be written as, so input voltage across the resistor minus of Vg means, so what is the voltage across the virtual ground divided by Ri equals to the Vg minus of V0 divided by Rm. So this is a negative sign here. This is a negative sign here. So Vg minus of V0 divided by Rf. So here this is a Vg. So this is a node point. I1 is a enter like that only. So this is the I naught. I naught is coming like that only. So here at this point, what is the I1? I1 means voltage across the R1. So I1 I is equals to V1 to Vi minus of Vg upon what is the resistor according to Ohm's law, R1. So here the current across the R2 means I2 equals to Vg minus of V0 over Rf or R2. Means here Vg is there, here V0 is there. So Vg minus of V0 divided by I2. This is a I2 or I0. So here here Vi is there, here Vg is there. Vi minus of Vg over R1. This is nothing type 1. This is idea. So here LHS is okay. RHS Vg minus of V0 divided by R. So that is what is the concept of virtual ground. Virtual ground means 0. Vg is equals to 0. Now apply here where we find Vg, fill up 0. So here remaining thing is Vi divided by Ri equals to here remaining thing V0 divided by Ri. Now rearrange the terms. V0 over Vi equals to minus Rf divided by Ri. So this is output voltage, this is the input voltage. Output voltage divided by input voltage is nothing but gain, closed loop voltage gain, closed loop voltage gain. So therefore voltage gain AV equals to minus of Rf divided by Ri. This is the required expression to the voltage gain for inverting operational amplifier. This expression to voltage gain of an inverting operational amplifier, which depends only input and feedback resistance values. So voltage gain which is only depend upon the values of the feedback resistor and input resistor. If you vary the RF and RI value, AV is also changes. Then the negative sign, this is the negative sign. The negative sign indicates output signal 180 degree out of phase with the input. So this is